Should I start my own architecture firm right out of school? Maybe try freelancing for a bit and let's see how that one goes. Hi, my name is Kashmira and I'm an architect. I studied architecture in India for my bachelor's and I went to the US to get my master's degree in pure architecture. On this channel, I talk about architecture and design. Let's dive right into it. I'm making an entire series about what an architect should do after graduation. In my previous video, I covered the most asked question is that should I go abroad to get a master's? Make sure you check it out if you haven't already done so. And in today's video, I'm going to address the second most asked video is should I start my own architecture firm right out of school? Now, this is not my personal opinion because I have not started my architecture firm or tried freelancing yet. I will at some point, but this is what I have heard from many professionals that I have reached out to and got knowledge from them, tried to understand what they are doing, and usually from them the answer that I get is don't do it right out of school unless you have a significant amount of family backing that you can afford to not earn a single penny for at least a minimum of 3 years. If you fall in that category, if your family already has a background in building construction, then yes, definitely go for it. But if not, I would suggest that please take experience in some firm and then save as much money as you can and then think about starting freelancing or starting your own architecture firm or architecture practice. The most important and the most challenging part in architecture is in fact something that they never teach you in school, and that is execution of the project on site. Not to discredit anybody anywhere, but a lot of the people who become teachers have never really built a building in their own career, and they make you look at certain architectural projects as good and certain architectural projects as bad. And definitely design is a major constraint, and of course there are some amazing buildings built by architects, some of them which we are already familiar with, and they have done fantastic work and they will keep doing fantastic work. A very big and an important constraint that comes into an architecture project is, surprise, money. Yes, unless you are somebody who has crores and crores of rupees in the bank, you are going to have to find a client who is willing to invest a certain amount of money which falls in their budget into your project, develop that trusting relationship with you, and then give you the money, and so that you can make your dream of a designer come true. There is this very famous saying by my favorite architect that nobody is going to trust you to build a building until you have actually built a building. Now, it is just so ironical, but it is true in so many ways. And what you need to understand is people who have saved their entire life savings are going to invest that money into building a building. Think about it this way. If you have saved, let's say after a period of some years, maybe like 15 lakhs in the bank, and you say, okay, now I want to renovate my house. Would you trust someone who is just out of school, or would you ask a person that, hey, can you show me what you have done before this so that I get an idea, and then you put your faith into that person and then say, hey, yes, I guess I can trust this person. He can, he or she, very important, she can produce the kind of work that I want in my own house and get the output that I want. So it is very difficult to convince a client that, you know what, I can do the job better than someone who has been doing it for the last 10 years, especially if you're right out of school. Let's say you're 23 or 24. Not to sound negative in any way, but I cannot tell you the number of times I have heard from my friends, from my co-workers, or from my seniors in college, where They have told me that they got this project, they made this design, this wonderful fantastic design, and they shared it with the client. They also made a little bit of drawings to convince the client to give them the project, and the client just disappeared. As it turns out, later on they find out that that particular client directly hired a general contractor and got their design built by the general contractor and did not pay the architect. And that is really difficult and very heartbreaking, but yes guys, that does happen, and it's very sad, it's very tragic, but yeah, it does happen even in this day and age. I have learned this from a lot of my friends that if you want to start your own architecture practice, it might be a good idea to find partners, somebody who has complementary skills contrary to what you have. So let's say that you are good in design, you might want to find somebody who is good technically, so that you complement each other and are able to produce whatever results that you want to get. My advice to young architects is at least gain professional experience for a minimum of 3 years, and then think about starting your own practice or freelancing. Usually your first architectural project is going to be from some of your relatives, your parents, or a friend of yours, and you might have to do it on cost to cost basis, but you make sure that you click very good pictures of that project, so that you can start building your own portfolio, which is so important. In any case, the first project that you get is going to be something related to interiors, maybe a 2 BHK or a 3 BHK, but don't hesitate saying that, no, I'm an architect, I'm going to work on a bungalow or something. It is always good to get some work, better than not getting any work. So jump into that interior design project and do the best that you can, and take it up as a challenge as your first project. As always guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Make sure you hit the like button, press the bell icon, and subscribe to my channel. I hope I have addressed most of your questions, but if you have any more questions, leave a comment below and I will try my best to get back to you. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.